What's going on? My name is Brian Mazique, aka Unique Mazique, and I'm here with lightweight champion, one of the best fighters on the planet, Shakur Stevenson. How you doing today, man?
What's good, my guy?
Oh, it's good, it's good, man. So obviously, yeah, we got this huge card coming up, and you are taking on Williams Zepeda. That's a fight that kind of has been talked about for it feels like about a year, maybe a little bit more than that at this point. One of the things obviously people talk about with Zepeda is that pace, throwing a lot of punches. How do you see yourself essentially preparing for that? If there's anything different at all, or is this pretty much the same?
Nah, actually, I've been working a lot harder than usual, just to make sure that my conditioning is there and I'm able to up the pace on him when
Hmm.
that pace kind of slows down. I think that pace is very strong for the first 6 rounds, but
Hmm.
I think for the last six, it kind of goes down. So that's where I kind of want to attack him a lot more at. But another thing too is hitting them cleanly. A lot of guys throw punches, but if you hitting a guy very cleanly and with big shots, it'll take a lot out of them, man. I don't think they just gonna want to keep throwing a lot of punches after being hit cleanly.
Yeah, yeah. With Zepeda, obviously he fought Tevin Farmer, and especially the first fight, even to the second fight, there was a lot of people who believe that Farmer probably earned that decision. I thought he won the first fight, based off of the way I scored it. It wasn't wide, because those tight rounds are tight rounds, they go either way. But I did score it for Tevin. Did you watch any of that and say, I see something here that people are not talking about?
Honestly, I watched it and the way that I kind of viewed that fight. I mean, for the clean punching part, like guys like Tevin Farmer, they hitting Zepeda cleanly, so he kind of should be getting some of the rounds, but then there's like the volume. And some judges like the volume of Zepeda where he's throwing a million punches. So actually I just was watching it right before I came in to this interview. But well, I mean what I see is the same thing with Zepeda. If you allow him to do what he wants to do and what he's comfortable with doing, he's gonna do it all night. But once you fight back and let him know like you here, he'll kind of back off a little bit. And I think at times during that first fight, Tevin Farmer kind of made him respect him a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah. You just said something that really just this wasn't even part of one of the questions I was going to ask you, but you just said something that to me, this is for me one of my favorite things about what listening to you talk about boxing and watching interviews. You watch this a lot. You know what I'm
All
saying?
day.
You know what I mean? And I get the feeling that a lot of fighters are just physically gifted and they get in the ring or they go to the gym and they do what they do, but they don't necessarily study it the way that you do. Where did you pick that up from?
I had that instilled in me since I was a teenage boy. Like I remember going on YouTube watching some of the amateurs that was ahead of me during the time, like the Erickson Rubins and even Gervonta Tank Davis. I used
Hmm.
to watch them on my YouTube, and I never met them, but I kind of knew them through like watching them
Hmm.
fight
Yeah.
when I was a kid. So it's been instilled in me forever, and like to this day, I think that's the thing that kind of helped me get ahead um, on a lot of fighters. I think that I'm not the fastest, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, but I kind of sat there and watched, and I emulated certain things and learned certain things about certain fighters by watching. So I think that's my greatest asset.
Yeah, man. It's actually for somebody that's like I've been covering this sport for almost 20 years. I've been watching it for over 40. It's refreshing to me when I see a fighter who what we say no ball. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. So like in a lot of instances, like I would say, and a lot of other people would say that from a pure skill standpoint, instincts and all that, I would say you're one of the best fighters on the planet. I would say that. But Do you think, and I think I know the answer to this, but I still want to hear you say it. Do you think that that whole overall concept is truly appreciated by the public?
Nah, not at all. You know, the public don't understand what they're watching. Like person like me, I sit there and I watch over and over. The
Hmm.
public, they gonna watch one night, make
Hmm.
their opinions one night. But even like I'll give you an example, like the Edwin De Los Santos fight. The public shitted on that fight. But
Hmm.
when I go back and I watch it over and over and over, I appreciate it a lot more just because of the fact that I know what I'm dealing with. I know what's going on and I know what's in front of me. I know that there's a great fighter in front of me with speed, power, reaction. And for me to still be able to get that job done, I think is one of my most underrated performances.
I actually 100% agree. So me and my son sitting there watching this fight, right? And we like, this is the first time I ever can remember seeing Shakur go and looking like, damn, that dude kind of fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
said, I was like, and I was like, but the fact that he is still in there and he's figuring it out
figuring it out. Yes.
is to me that was the most impressive thing about that fight. Yeah, there wasn't as much punching, but are y'all looking at how fast Edwin De Los Santos is? Are
Yeah.
y'all looking at the power that he has? He has to respect that, and
Yeah.
he's figuring it out. To me, that's the sport. But I don't want to talk too long. But I talked to Terrence, and Terrence had this quote with me that stuck with me, and I agree with it. He was like, the public wants to see a fight, but this is a boxing match.
Yeah.
Do you feel that same way?
That's here's the thing, like the greatest fighters you gotta know can do it all.
Hmm.
They could go in there and when it's time to fight, they're gonna fight. When it's
Hmm.
time to box, they're gonna box. The main mission is to get the job done. So with that in mind, styles make fights. During that fight, I had to pull out a different type of bag to make sure I come out victorious.
Hmm.
During this fight with Zepeda, I don't have no choice but to fight. There's no I mean, they say, "Oh, box, use your legs." You can try to do that with guys like Zepeda, but guys like Zepeda, they're not going to stop unless you get their respect.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, like I can do it all. That's all I'm gonna say. So, come July 12th, the fans gonna see a lot different aspect to my game, and they're gonna respect this part of my game a lot more.
Is it frustrating though? Like considering like you said, like you know the sport. Uh Other people know the sport. Like, and I see this in other industries, not even just boxing, right? You got people in it who do it and they know it backwards and forward. But to a degree, their level of worth is going to be determined by some people who don't know it as well.
Yes, that is the most frustrating aspect about the sport. Like, like no disrespect to the promoters or the people that got the that's at the top of the line and they got the money and they paying for this and paying for that. But when they don't know and they sitting there watching, their judgment is kind of clouded by fans and other things rather than actually doing their homework and understanding who's the best, who's not the best, and it's just a hard game to be in. But at the end of the day, it comes with it. God wouldn't put me in this situation if I wasn't able to handle it. So um, it is what it is.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I know with Zepeda, and I'll be honest, if I was on his team, if I was in his team, if I were in his camp, I would be telling him, he has pressure on him about way he finishes fights, and people are saying this and people are saying that. You can't stand in the middle of the ring with him and go athlete for athlete. You gotta make this ugly. You gotta make him fight. You gotta,
That's
yeah,
his game plan. I
it's
mean,
gotta be.
it's clear as day. There's
Yeah.
nothing else that he can't do. And actually, his coach, Jacob Panda, he
Hmm.
was a guy that was with me back in the day. He kind of came up on the USA team with me, so he kind of know a little bit.
Mm.
He understand how good I am. Like he's telling Zepeda, your only chance has to be to make this fight ugly, dirty, and throw a lot of punches to try to win. So
Yeah.
I know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's I think it's fascinating from that standpoint because so I got a fight in my mind, but I want to ask you this question because I know you watch. and I know how many fights you watch. And I know obviously there's been some comparisons to Floyd in the ring. And I'll be honest, I watched almost every fight of Floyd's professional career, and I watched almost all of yours. So I see some comparisons. I don't think it's as one to one as everybody think, but I do think there are some similarities. But if there is a fight in Floyd's catalog that you think is comparable to this matchup with Zepeda, which one is it? I got one, but I want to see if you go say the one I'm thinking.
I got two. I got two. Floyd versus Indu, and
Okay.
then Floyd versus what's the little black motherfucker name? Little crazy man. Damn, Emmanuel Augustus.
The Drunken Master. Drunken
Yeah,
Master. Okay,
them
okay,
two. Just because
okay.
of the pace, like I don't think nobody else really gave Floyd that kind of pace. I mean, Madonna may have tried.
That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah, Madonna may have tried, but he allowed the pace to be slowed down when Floyd wanted it to be slowed down. So I think them guys kind of like knew to stay attached to Floyd, but what came back is what they couldn't take. They was able to dish out the punishment, but they wasn't able to take the punishment when it came back.
Yeah, yeah, no, that was the one I was thinking. I was thinking that but then I also think I was thinking it's either that or it's Gotti, but Gotti couldn't keep the pace. And
Yeah, I don't
I
want
think
to
on the
disrespect Gotti, but
yeah, I mean, it just wasn't, Floyd actually said it, man, before the fight. He's like, y'all are expecting this to be a great fight. This is not gonna be a great fight.
yeah,
He's a C class fighter. I'm an A class. Like
yeah,
he literally said that.
yeah. Like Zepeda is a pressure fighter. Gotti was more so like a boxer puncher who
Mhm.
had bad reflexes, so he wasn't really able to see a lot of the things that Floyd was doing to him.
Yeah, I think the speed gap was so big too
Yeah,
that it really sometimes I notice a fighter's speed advantage would be so big, you paralyze the other guy.
yeah. But
'Cause-
that's the thing with this fight too. This guy is a guy who's only 1 year older than me. It's not
yeah,
like I'm fighting an older guy,
no,
washed up. This
no.
guy's basically a guy that's 1 year in his prime,
Hmm.
30 some and 0 with 27 knockouts. So um, it should be a tremendous fight.
No, I love it stylistically because of what you said. Like you're going to fight this one. You're
I
going
don't
to,
got no choice.
yeah, because he coming, and we know
Yeah.
that. And so I think it's a very interesting fight for that standpoint. I got two more questions for you because I know it's tight. Um, Obviously, you mentioned the name. It probably come up in 95% of the interviews you do. Gervonta Davis, do you have to have that fight this year, or is it like a thing that you're not even like, I don't gotta even have it no more?
It's kind of crazy. Like, like I done said it 100 times. Like I'm willing to make the fight happen. I still feel the same way.
Hmm.
But I mean, more and more, I mean, he got to go do what he got to do. But more and more, it's just kind of like I don't want to keep chasing somebody that's like he like a little girl. Like he feel as though like you chasing after him. Like no, I'm just trying to make the best fight in the sport. I'm trying to make boxing great. I want the best versus the best. I want to prove that I'm the best. That's all I want. It's not that I'm chasing you, that I keep your name in my mouth or bro, it's the fight that the world want to see. It's the fight that the fans keep calling on. So that's why I'm saying it. But with him, it just seemed like, he on some little girl shit to where it's like he feel as though you chasing after him or like I need him or some shit. Like nigga, I don't need you. I'm already fucking filthy rich my damn self, bro. So it's like it ain't even the money. It's just the fact that nigga, we the best fighters in the sport of boxing. So I want to make the best fight the best. But if you feel as though you got some girl shit going on there, I really don't give a fuck about it like that.
Yeah, no, I get the feeling. I can kind of, it feels like to me, and you correct me if I'm wrong. You respect him. You know he's a good fighter. That's the biggest reason why you want this fight.
I mean, I just want to test myself. I want to prove my greatness. I want to go in there with the best and prove that I am the best. Like that's my main objective in the sport of boxing. And how am I going to be the best if I can't get the guy that everybody thinks is the best in the ring. And if I can, it is what it is. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, man, my last question, and I gotta ask because I'm asking everybody that I interviewed this over the last 2 months. I done asked Oscar, I done asked everybody this question, but this question is different for you. I know Canelo Crawford was, I mean, but I gotta ask because I'm putting together my collection of thoughts from the top fighters in the world on this humongous fight.
Now I think it's a tremendous fight. I think a lot of people don't know Canelo used to be one of my favorite fighters. So
Hmm.
um, I think he's a hell of a fighter. I just think that Bud is the wrong style for
Hmm.
him to fight against, and I think it's gonna be an easy fight.
All right, man. I appreciate your time, man. For sure. I wish you nothing but the best moving forward. It's a pleasure to get an opportunity to watch that level of skill. I don't care what weight class it is. I don't care where they come from. I love boxing, and people who love boxing, you got to appreciate when you see great stuff in the ring.
Appreciate you, man.